Hey, hey, good people. I am Darla Reborn, and this is about the third time I'm recording this video. Pray Church. This video is dedicated to all of us, to all of you who have claimed that you are just being too nice. You are tired of being too nice. I've never used this exact phrase, but I've claimed to be a good friend, and I've claimed to be a supportive person, and we like to make the things that we do so noble. But as my mother would say when I was growing up, wrong answer, okay? There's no nobility in being a martyr. Let's define the word nice, all right? Now, this is found on etymonline.com. In the late 13th century, the word nice actually meant foolish. It meant stupid, senseless, clumsy, weak, poor, needy, simple, stupid, silly, foolish, ignorant, agreeable. That's what nice actually meant. Now, when we say that we're being too nice, what we think we are saying is that we're being kind. We think that we've been kind when we said that we've been too nice. But what we've really been and what we really feel is stupid, foolish, and ignorant. So it's quite ironic, right? So we're right. We have been too nice. But let's define the word kind. Friendly. Deliberately doing good to others. Natural, native, innate, right? Innate. It's a part of who you are. It comes from the core. Deliberately doing good to others. Natural, native, innate. In other words, kindness is about who you are. All right? Nice is about what you do. Whoa! When we are being too nice, we think that we need to do all of these wonderful things to keep people in our lives. There's a core belief behind being too nice. We're being doormats. We're being people pleasers. We're being desperate chasers. We're being lost rescuers. The people who are in desperate and dire need, but make it their business to seek out the lost and help everyone and lend a helping hand while I'm falling apart. There's some things that I've noticed that I did and I've done when I've been too nice. I have had a hard time asking for the things that I needed. I would give the things that I thought that people needed and that I would love to have someone give me. But I was waiting for someone else to do that for me. I sensed no personal responsibility for it being my place to do that for me. I would do that for other people until I felt like I was empty and dry. And then I would expect someone to come in and replenish all that I had given away. And what I've discovered is that that's no one else's responsibility. I can't blame the other person for the things that they received. Who wouldn't take good things that are given for free? Who wouldn't take that? I mean, it's something that you've given. So you can't be mad at someone for taking what you want to give, because really, if they didn't take it, you would feel some type of way. They're doing what you want them to do. They're just not reciprocating it. That's manipulative. When you are manipulating someone, let's look up this word. It's a type of social influence that aims to change the perception or behavior of others through underhanded, deceptive, and even abusive tactics. When you're giving for the purpose of getting from someone else, you're being manipulative. Then using it against the person when they don't do what you want them to do. What's funny about the underhanded tactics that people use, your giving is taking. When you give for the purpose of getting from someone, after a while it gets old and they don't want it anymore. That's why they leave. And that's what you interpret as being selfish or greedy. Oh, you got all this stuff from me and now you're gone. You have to see the part that you played. They were desperate for what you had, which is why they received it, and you were desperate to give it. That's why you gave it. You were giving for the purpose of receiving. That is not kindness in any form or fashion. Kindness is about who you are. Nice is about what you do. And when you are kind, You are giving out of your abundance. You have the joy and the love and all of those things inside of you, and you're giving it out. When you're nice, you don't have it to give. It's almost like you're going in debt to supply something you think other people want from you. It's about what you think. It's a thought that if you don't give these things, that people won't stick around, that they don't really want you for who you are. So you have to do these things. But the things they're not fulfilling you, and you feel empty. It's because you're not filling your own cup. You give until the cup is dry and there's literally nothing left, and there's literally nothing coming out of this cup here. But yet you expect someone else to give this to you. And then you're mad when they don't. But you don't take care of yourself. This is no one else's responsibility. And I understand, and I've learned in my attempts and in my growth to meet my needs and to spend time in silence and to feed my spirit. I've learned that I really didn't learn how to do that. I think a lot of us have aimed for that by giving to others. But there's something selfish about giving to receive. Think about the person when you really need money, right? You're broke. And you know this person has it to give. They're going to give it to you. But you're never going to hear the end of it. Do you really want something from that person? Think about the phrase nice guys or nice girls finish last. What do nice guys want? They want the girl. They want her body. They want to be treated like the bad boy. The difference between them and the bad boy is the bad boy actually is honest enough to identify that that's what he wants. The nice guy is trying to get those things by underhanded tactics to change the perception or behavior of the woman. That's manipulative. At the end of the day, you wanted the same thing the guy who wasn't listening to her wanted. And you're mad at her because she didn't give it to you. She didn't owe you that. Nobody owes you. Like when you're on the plane, flight attendants go through how to take care of yourself in an event of emergency. They tell you to take the air mask, to receive the oxygen for yourself first. You can't help anybody when you cannot breathe. That's what nice people do. They're choking while they're trying to give other people air. And then they're mad that nobody puts the mask on. The mask is yours to place on your own face. The responsibility is mine, and it's not about fault. You can't be mad at someone for receiving things you've given them. And don't be mad at yourself. You got to forgive yourself. We take that out on ourselves. We get mad. We don't take the time to understand why we do this. Everything we do serves a purpose. So as angry as you may have felt for doing what you did, you wanted to do just what you did. I wanted to do what I did. Whenever I gave, I wanted to be the admirable person. I wanted to be admired. I wanted to be right. I wanted to be righteous. I wanted to be able to defend that I was the good person. At the end of the day, I did. Listen, I'm not going to try to make what I did noble or what I've been noble. Because I've listened to some things I've said and I realized that ain't true. There was nothing noble about what I did. There's nothing noble about starving yourself. Nothing at all. So, you know better, you got to do better. Look at those core beliefs. The actions of being too nice come from the beliefs that you will be abandoned. That if you don't do and do and do and do, no one will be there for you. And that if you are who you are, that's not going to be good enough. So you have to create this image of yourself. An image that's not who you truly are. And then when you're broken, you love to be defined and described as strong and supportive and all those wonderful traits. And I've seen the memes on Facebook about sometimes strong people. We love to brag about being strong and make the things that we do so gravy and so nice. That's victim talk. When you need something, ask for it. Don't be mad when people don't think for you about the things that you need, that you're unwilling to make yourself vulnerable. You're so busy trying to be so strong for other people and to be for them what you think they need, can you self-advocate? If you find that your gifts and your generosity are not appreciated in a relationship in which you do have expectations, you need to be comfortable with setting boundaries. Sometimes we think that there should be no boundaries, that setting a boundary and a limit is wrong. That's how you respect yourself. There are places where you start and stop. And if you're going, you're going to be a mess. So you have to be willing to set boundaries. Everything that happens is not okay for you. People shouldn't just be able to come and go as they please without you setting a standard for what's appropriate to take place in your presence and with your person. Set the boundary. Set a boundary. Have boundaries. Have standards for people's conduct. They shouldn't be able to just act however they feel in your presence and in your life. You teach them how to treat you. And when you've made yourself the foundation upon which everyone stands, don't be angry when you feel trampled. I mean, this is what we literally set up for ourselves. So, have standards for yourself. Look at those internal beliefs. Maybe there are beliefs that you won't be accepted for who you really are. So you have to do and do and do and do and do, and then you never can do enough, and you still feel like who you are is not okay. Take time in your own presence. Take time in your own space to gather your thoughts. Write down your feelings. However you can express that. Take care of yourself. Learn to nurture yourself. Do the things that you would tell someone else to do for themselves, for yourself. Sometimes we just don't take our own advice. And we really give good, loving advice. We don't take it, though. All right, so that's all I have to say. No more preaching. I'm through. But this is something that I learned about myself, and I hope this helps you. If you know someone who has been this person who's too nice, send this video to them, all right? And I'd love to have any suggestions about any more subject matters. My friend Jackie B recommended this. Thank you so much, sis. And thanks for listening. And subscribe. We got more to talk about. This is just the beginning. All right? Take care, and God bless.